Right now, right now. 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 Oh, I got a real good feeling.
We try to bring you high-quality educational and informational content every single day. Why do you think the price is having such an anemic time? The news story of the hour. Jump onto the chart. Is this the beginning of a massive financial unraveling? We got to add a little addendum to the show map today. So we start here on the daily. Now, we've been looking at the RSI on Bitcoin's daily chart for the last several days. It always has been, but it's been increasing over the last 50 years since the government has been bigger. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and welcome back to Coffee and Crypto Live. This is your weekly daily morning show where we bring you the latest and everything Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And in today's episode, we've got some very exciting news coming out of Watcher.Guru stating that almost 10 times as many firms are holding the gold ETF are now holding the Bitcoin ETF as of Q1 2024. This is a big news for Bitcoin because it means that Bitcoin is being more widely adopted by corporations than a $10 trillion market capitalization gold, which is 10 times larger in market capitalization than Bitcoin. This is just one of many major bullish signals that we have been witnessing over the last several months, indicating that there is much more to go in this bull market. Today, we'll be talking about the recent breakout over the last 3 days, and we'll be talking about what the long-term perspective on Bitcoin looks like. But how should we invest in cryptocurrency anyway? You see, when we're investing, it is very easy to make mistakes that at the time don't seem like mistakes at all. In fact, they seem like they're the right thing to do. They don't seem like mistakes because at the time they actually make sense. But when you look at those decisions, maybe you sold at the wrong time or you bought at the wrong time, right? Then it made sense. But later on, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years down the road, you end up realizing how much of a colossal mistake it was. And so that's why, through going through this on my own and through also avoiding this on my own and through seeing other people do this, I've come up with the investment philosophy that we need to hold Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever we're investing in, generally speaking, for 5 years. I think 5 years is the right time frame because generally a mature market will be worth more in 5 years than it is right now if you buy it and hold it. So the first thing I want to tell you today on this hashtag FinSoft Friday is that if you want to succeed with investment, it requires substantially more skill and substantially more luck the shorter the time frame is going to be of the trade. If you're buying something and holding it for under a year, you're going to be trading in short-term capital gains tax rate anyway. If you are trading for a year and a day, then you'll be trading in long-term capital gains taxes, but there's a great likelihood that the market that you're purchasing may be worth less a year from now than it is when you buy it now. I'm not saying that's where Bitcoin is right now. I think Bitcoin will probably be worth more in a year. That being said, the shorter the amount of time that you're going to hold an asset, the greater degree of risk that you put yourself in for. So I want to highly encourage you to consider putting the vast majority of your investment into assets that you reasonably expect will appreciate in value over the next 5 years, and you give them a 95% confidence that they will be worth more in 5 years than they are now. When you invest according to that philosophy, you're not going to see necessarily as many very rapid returns, but you are going to be much more happy that you did it that way in the long run. So shout out to everybody who is here in chat today. Sean O'Brien is in chat, said, hey again. Ryan is in chat. Coin Operator is in chat, said, hashtag FinSoft Friday. Crypto Surge in chat said, good morning. Phillies Heels 1428 here. Abraham Lee's in chat. Drian is here. Happy Mac. Josh say, the Single Dads Club. Jesus Lopez probably, in chat. One House Productions in chat. Joe Bollier, Jets, Alex Nybo. One House Production says, smash the likes, get the wisdom. Al Nienhaus said, good morning from Michigan. So, show some love and smash the like button. Yes, I really appreciate that. Patrick the Plumber said, wow, a mention of Uphold, my favorite exchange. Yes, Uphold's Vault is one of our sponsors. Shout out to them. Christina Orozco is in chat. 98 Villains in chat. Satchet in chat. Bob Riley in chat as well. Said DCA and walk away. That's about the long and short of it. Let's start out today with this post from Watcher.Guru that I thought would be very important to cover today. Just in 937 financial firms disclosed spot ETF spot Bitcoin ETF holdings in Q1 of 2024. Gold ETFs had just 95 firms invested in its first quarter. That is a massive deal. These are publicly traded companies that are probably in the S&P 500 that are buying into the Bitcoin ETF. So it is no longer just retail that is purchasing Bitcoin. No. It is retail and it is institutional activity that is purchasing Bitcoin. It is no wonder that Bitcoin on a corrective movement is sitting in the $60,000 range. Where will we go from here? I have every bit of confidence that the bull market is not over, and I'm also gaining confidence that this corrective movement may be over. As we can see, the inverse head and shoulders pattern that we've been tracking for the last several weeks has begun to play itself out, as we can see right here. This inverse head and shoulders pattern gives us a price target that is vastly higher than we are currently. It gives us a price target of roughly $75,000, $75,000 to $76,000. Over the last few days, since we broke the neckline, indicating that the inverse head and shoulders pattern is complete, we have entered into another miniature inverse head and shoulders pattern. A little baby inverse head and shoulders pattern right here below $67,000, which very well may allow us to break above 67. Now, the reason that this would be important is because if we did have a little inverse head and shoulders pattern form right here, and we did break above 67, that would mean that we'd be getting above this line, which is our second neckline touch. 1, 2. It's our second neckline touch, and it happens to be at 67,000. It's our next major level of resistance, and after we break that level of resistance at $67,000, we would be pushing towards $69,000, which is the previous bull market's all-time high, as you can see here with this Fibonacci level. If Bitcoin is able to break above 67 and move up towards and past 69, then that would leave it with the ability to run all the way up toward this downtrending level of resistance right here and this flat level of resistance right here at 71.3. I've got a lot of confidence that Bitcoin's going to attempt to make this move. We've had higher highs, as you can see here and here, and we've had higher lows, as you can see here and here. Now, if we delete all of our drawing, we can see that this is starting to look a little bit like a rising wedge of some kind, but honestly, it's not much of a rising wedge. It still does kind of look like a trading channel, as you can see right here. So overall, Bitcoin is in great shape. On the daily chart, the MACD is switching to be very bullish. The last 3 days have seen accelerating divergence for the bullish camp on the MACD. Very excited to see and say that. The Crypto Jeb Oscillator, which we have built in partnership with LUX ALGO. If you have not already, make sure to check out LUX ALGO with the link in the description box down below. Use coupon code JEB, J-E-B-B 20 for 20% off at checkout. But the Crypto Jeb Oscillator here is running smooth. Check this out. The bullish momentum is increasing. The bullish acceleration is increasing, and the bearish acceleration is falling. You can see this is the bearish strength. As it approaches the zero line, it means it is losing strength. Ever since May the 2nd, this trend has been occurring here on LUX Algo's and Crypto Jeb Oscillator. We've been having this movement to the upside. It was called the day that we started the uptrend, and the same thing, MACD is kind of doing the same thing. So make sure you sign up for LUX Algo. Only if you use our link will you be getting access to the Crypto Jeb Oscillator. So make sure to check that out with the link in the description box down below. That being said, this is very, very bullish. The last time that we saw something like that occur was back over right around here. As you can see, the market absolutely took off like a Roman candle after Crypto Jeb Oscillator started saying exactly what it is saying right now, which is that bullish momentum is accelerating for the first time after a downtrend seems to be coming to its conclusion. You can see the same pattern right here. It's happening again. Big news. Very, very excited about that. Okay, so I think that we've got a lot of bullishness to come on Bitcoin. I also want to look at the LUX Algo mainline indicator because we've got a buy signal coming in on LUX Algo. Buy signals on LUX Algo need to be confirmed by TrendCatcher. We have not confirmed by TrendCatcher yet, but the TrendCatcher is sitting at $63,500. We are currently sitting at $66,000, which means that if we rally even just marginally, we will very likely end up causing that TrendCatcher to turn green, which will lead this to be a confirmed buy signal. Of the last 9 confirmed buy signals, 7 of them led Bitcoin on a rally of over 15%. Several of them led it on a rally to almost double. So there's only 2 that we saw a buy signal and the market actually corrected. One of them was recently back over here. No indicators, perfect. But LUX Algo, where we compare the buy signal with the TrendCatcher, and we also mix in the Crypto Jeb Oscillator down here, is a match made in heaven. You can see the buy signal came in, TrendCatcher was green, buy signal came in, and we also saw that pattern down here on Crypto Jeb Oscillator, where we saw the bearish momentum. Let's see if we can make this a little bit more easy to see. The bearish momentum curved off, and the bullish momentum started to pick up right around the same time we saw the buy signal. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful technical indicator combination here. We did not have that same confirmation with this buy signal. So I kind of used the mainline LUX Algo indicator and the Crypto Jeb Oscillator to confirm each other. We did not have that. As you can see, we saw confirmed buy signal and trend catcher on LUX Algo. We did not see it confirmed with the Crypto Jeb Oscillator. And so we can rule that out. Over here, we see the exact same pattern as was forming here. The bearish momentum died. The bullish momentum is picking up. And we see a buy signal. Now we just need a confirmed trend catcher. And presumably, Bitcoin would be, how should we say, off to the races. Now, none of that is guaranteed yet. What I can say is that this is looking extraordinarily promising. And the buy signal on this the take profit on this LUX Algo buy signal is sitting up here between $71,000 and $76,000. Its middle line sitting right here at the all-time high. Well, wait a minute, Jeb. If we just go back to all-time high and we stop, then what gives? Well, here's the thing. When Bitcoin goes back to all-time high, I suppose I should say if, but when Bitcoin goes back to all-time high, we will be setting ourselves up for an ultra long-term cup and handle formation. And that looks a little something like this. We've got our cup right here. We've got our handle right here. We've not gone back up to all-time high, but with that buy signal on LUX Algo, it could send us back up to all-time high in this little movement right here. The cup and handle formation gives us a price target, which is drawn as follows. As such, you draw it from the bottom of the cup to the top of the second touch on the cup line, which is right here, and then you extrapolate from the bottom of the handle right there. And that would give us a price target on the log chart of $300,000. I think that's a little extreme. So we'll look at the, nope, we're not in Reykjavik, sorry. If we look to the regular price action chart, then we will get probably what would be a more realistic price target in this case. But it's still very high, because if we extrapolate this price target, it actually looks more like a cup and handle formation here. That gives us a price target of $115,000. So the good news is, guys, think about it like this. Have you ever seen that meme? Let's see if I can find the meme. I think I found it. Yeah. So this is essentially what's going on Bitcoin. You've seen this meme before, right? You've seen this. You've seen this picture. We got the little domino and it knocks on the bigger domino, and the bigger domino, and you know, he's starting with a pair of tweezers, right? Start with a little pair of tweezers to knock over the first domino and kind of get it started. That's what's happening right now. You know, down on the shorter term time frames, Bitcoin is putting things in motion, even on the hourly chart. On the hourly chart down here, Bitcoin is putting an inverse head and shoulders pattern in that could end up breaking us above $67,000. Great. Awesome. That's our next major level of resistance. Well, if that occurs, then that means that we would be moving on towards breaking the next all-time high. Well, then the previous all-time high is $69,000. Well, wait a minute. We've actually got a price target on a confirmed buy signal from LUX Algo pointing us up there. That's great. All right, we've also got, you know, LUX things down on the 4-hourly chart looking pretty good. Down on the 1-hour chart, 4-hour chart, things are kind of falling over, but we're trading sideways, so it makes sense. But on the 4-hourly chart, confirmed buy signal, price target up here towards 71,000. Oh, great. Well, now we zoom out to the daily chart. We've got confirmed uptrending movement on the MACD and on the Crypto Jeb Oscillator. We've got a buy signal that is waiting to be confirmed, but those shorter term events would likely lead Bitcoin a couple $1,000s to the upside, which would allow for our daily chart buy signal to be confirmed. If it is, that sends us up to $71,000 to $76,000. Well, wait a second. If we get up to $71,000 to $76,000, then that means we've completed the cup and handle formation, and the cup and handle formation is pointing towards 115K. You see where I'm going with this? The small dominoes down on the hourly chart knock on to bigger dominoes down on the 4-hourly chart, which knock on to bigger dominoes on the daily chart, which knock on to dominoes out on the 3-daily chart or the weekly chart, and kind of point towards 115K. You know, one of the reasons that you don't go into movements, into major movements, is because you don't have all the dominoes lined up. Sometimes the reason that the market doesn't take off is because you've got 7 dominoes and each one is consecutively bigger than the next. But domino 2 and domino 7 or domino 2 and domino 5 are missing. So the chain reaction gets broken. But when you look up the time frames and you say, okay, the hourly chart looks like it's about to move to the upside. If it does, that's going to cause an upward movement on the 4-hourly chart. If it does, that's going to cause an upward movement on the 8-hour chart. If it does, that's going to cause an upward movement on the daily chart. If it does, that's going to cause an upward movement on the 3-day and the weekly chart. And there's quite a bit of sentiment in the background to suggest that that's what's going to occur, then things start to look very promising. So very, very excited to see where this goes from here. Guys, I do want to let you know that building wealth is great, but if you end up losing the wealth to a hacker, then there wasn't really much of a point now, was there? So I want you to go and check out one of our sponsors, NordVPN. Make sure to go to nordvpn.com/Jeb and sign up for a 2-year plan to protect yourself as you browse online. Guys, people are trying to hack you. They're trying to steal from you, and I don't want that for you. So make sure to go to nordvpn.com. Make sure that you are not under the prying auspices of a tyrannical government that is trying to tell you what to do. Make sure that you are not under the guise of a thief that is going to try and steal from you. Make sure to go to nordvpn.com/Jeb and sign up for a 2-year plan today. All right. The Bitcoin is popping. Let's crack that 70. I agree. Let's do it. All right, we're going to read a little bit of chat here, and then we will keep it moving here. Let's see. Let's see. Crypto Surg said, "Hi, Queen. You should be a moderator. You're always here." I think that's a good point. I think Queen should be a moderator. There you go, Queen. There you go. All right. Queen is now a moderator. Hip, hip, hooray. Queen's been here almost every day forever. So, yeah, they probably could help with being a moderator. AGI is going to be the AI mega power after they merge. Right. Artificial general intelligence. Yeah, you got to be careful of artificial intelligence. There's a lot of movement going on with AI. It's moving very quickly. Things in accounting that used to cost $3,000 cost $200 now. You know, in the legal system, you know, most of the people that are doing the grunt work are out of a job right now. It's something that we don't talk about very much here on the channel, but AI is moving very, very, very quickly, and it's very interesting. You know, over the last just a year, you see, you know, all the travel agencies and everybody saying powered by ChatGPT. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of that we need to pay attention to with AI, with artificial intelligence. Gonna have to be very careful with that. Crypto Surge said, "Congrats, Queen." Queen said, "Wow." Is being a moderator a paying job? Lol. No, it's not a paying job. It's not. Sorry. Sorry. All right. Okay. Good deal. Congrats, Queen. You deserve that wrench. One House Production said, "It's so good to see all of you guys, and I am very, very excited to get calls in." I'm going to ask a question in the poll. When we start bringing on callers, will you call into the show with your hashtag FinSov questions? Question mark. There we go. Love to see how many of you guys are going to put. I'm looking on. We've been getting some stuff ready. As you guys know, we are expecting a baby, and so we've been very busy with that, but I'm looking at getting that online. I'm very excited to be able to bring you guys on. It's going to be a great bit of fun. When we start bringing callers on, will you call into the show with your hashtag FinSov questions? 15 votes. 67% of you have said yes. Very, very, very excited to bring you guys on. Cannot wait to be able to have you guys call into the show. It's going to be a lot of fun, and going to be an absolute ton of fun. Now, let's talk about some other cryptocurrencies, because there's some other things that we need to discuss. For example, Solana is up to $167, which is very exciting. I'm going to be dropping a Solana video at some point detailing why I will never hold Solana for the long term, and I will also talk about why I hold Solana. So it's not a hate video, but it is going to be pretty controversial. There's probably going to be a bunch of dislikes on it, but essentially detailing the inflation mechanics on Solana and why it is not something that I will ever hold for 5 years. Ever. Never. And the reason for that is because of its huge amount of inflation. It has gone through 70% inflation in the last about 3 years. And that is about 3 years and 4 months or so. It's about 2 to 3%, about 2% inflation a month. Almost 2% inflation a month, about 20% inflation a year. It's been about 15% inflation over the last year. So never going to hold it for over 5 years. But I do have a a short-term investment on it where we've bought it and we're holding it for the duration of this bull market, because I think Solana can outpace its own inflation during this bull market. So we are holding some of it. In the short-term news, Solana has been doing quite well. It is up to $168. A week ago, it was at 50. So it is up almost 12% on the week, which is exciting. And it will definitely be a coin that I think will go to well over $250, but it's going to have to really fight to get there because the market cap is so high. We're already basically at the previous bull market's all-time high market cap, 75 billion. So Solana is going to have to really prove itself, and we're going to have to see a lot of rallying coming out of it. Cardano is up 6% in the last 24 hours, which is also very exciting. It's up to 48 cents. Avalanche up 7.64%, which is very exciting as well. Chainlink up 17%. Guys, I do believe this may be the first week of a new major uptrend. I think things are about to get exciting. The reason for that is because it's not just that Bitcoin is rallying, it is also that the other altcoins are rallying. If we look at the hourly chart, for example, Bitcoin's actually kind of rallying a little bit in the last hour or so. We're putting into place that right shoulder, I'm sorry, which would help lead us above our current resistance at about $67,000. Looking back at the altcoins, there are a lot of altcoins today that are up over 10%. Lido DAO, for example, Arweave's up 11.59%. Athena is up 10%. Ondo is up 10%. Optimism is up 9.42%. Cardano again being up 6%. Arbitrum up 6%. Over the last week, we've got some pretty big gainers. Floki and Pepe being up over 20%. Ondo, Chainlink is up 15% in the last 7 days. Again, up 17.5% in the last 24 hours. I think it is actually one of our, it's the second biggest gainer in the last 24. 7 days, Jupiter's rallied 12%, Solana's up 11%, Thorchain up 11%, Phantom up 10%, Near Protocol up 10%, Sheeb up 9%. These are the kind of rallies that I'm talking about that I think are going to be able to continue coming in and are going to get the market really moving over the course of the next several weeks. I think you're going to see a rally coming pretty soon, but we're going to have to pay very close attention to be able to keep track of that. Now, I also want to take a look at Ethereum here because Ethereum is in the process, at least it seems to be in the process, of breaking bullish out of a downtrend that we have been talking about for a time here. This downtrending level of support of resistance right here has been very, very significant on Ethereum. We have been largely respecting this downtrending level of resistance or something like it for quite a time here. And we're not all the way out of the woods yet. But we have broken this downtrending ray right here, and now we're looking at breaking, or attempting to break out, above that downtrending level of resistance right here. If Ethereum is able to break out here, which it looks like it very well may be, then we're going to see a lot of things falling into favor for Ethereum. Ethereum right now has a buy signal that is not confirmed, but is in place on the 4-hourly chart. If we break above the downtrend here, then we could see that confirmed bullish. For the first time, we'd see a confirmed buy signal on the 4-hourly chart for Ethereum in over a month. And over a month that we've been in a confirmed sell signal. If we see a confirmed buy signal, that's a big deal. On the 4-hourly chart, we also have a buy signal, and we would also be seeing the same thing if we saw us break above about $3,100 to $3,200. We've got a lot of bullishness coming in on the 8-hour chart on Crypto Jeb Oscillator. You can see this. This is why I designed the indicator like this. We're tracking the strength of the bulls and the bears, and we're tracking the change in the strength of the bulls and the bears. And so when we're looking at this market as it stands, we've got to realize that the bulls are starting to take back charge of Ethereum in a way that they haven't done in a while. On the daily chart, we've got a green, red, green formation. We've also got a bullish MACD cross that seemingly may stick. We're going to have to see. We do not have a confirmed buy signal yet, but we're actually above the trend catcher, so a buy signal could come in confirmed at any point. We hit the take profit on the sell signal. Sell signal came in. Take profit was right here in the middle at about $2,800. And we've also got we've got a big blue signal right here, and we've got a little bit of green coming in on the Crypto Jeb Oscillator over the last 24 hours. We've got some very early warning signs. Very preliminary signs that an uptrend may be coming. And now it's not just that. If you'll recall, we've talked about how Bitcoin typically follows the United States stock market. The United States S&P 500 is in an uptrend. Buy signal on LUX ALGO predicted that we'd move to exactly where we are, which we did. If you've not signed up for LUX ALGO, you are missing out. Links in the description. Crypto Jeb Oscillator is saying that we are very much bullish. Bearish momentum died very quickly. Bullish momentum came in very quickly. MACD is extremely bullish on the S&P 500. Overall, very strong trend going on there. And if we look at the Dixie's having a bit of a bottoming here, but it's relatively low. And so this is really prime time territory for Bitcoin to go into a major rally. It's prime territory for a major major cryptocurrency market-wide rally to happen all at once. So I think that we're going to see a lot of bullishness coming very soon. We just have to be very patient. All right. We've got over 68% of you guys saying that you will be calling into the show with your FinSoft questions. 67% of you on 57 votes. Very excited for that. I'm going to probably be working on that next week. We're working on a bunch of stuff right now, just trying to, you see, one of the things, here's the thing, that when you're a small business owner, which I am, when you're a small business owner, you really have to make sure that the things in your personal life are taken very, very good care of. Because you see, people that, I'll put it in scare quotes, succeed, as in they do well in business and their businesses make a lot of money, they go in one of two directions, and they only really go in one of two directions. And one of them is horrible and will end up destroying their life, and one of them will end up making the business be what it's supposed to be, which is a blessing to them and their family. The two ways that you can go in business are this. Either one, and I don't do this, and I think this is reprehensible, the first thing that you can do, and what a lot of people do, is that they completely ignore their family. And they don't spend any time around them, and they never see their family, they never see their kids, and they never see their wife, and eventually, the wife gets tired of it, or the husband gets tired of it, and they say, screw this, I'm going to just kind of do this thing on my own and forget you. And then it either leads to a divorce, or it leads to, some other kind of terrible outcome in the relationship. It leads to the kids hating the spouse that's the entrepreneur and is trying to build this business and turn it into a mistress, right? You turn the business into a mistress. That's not what I want to do, and that's never been my philosophy, and that's not what I do. The other thing that you can do, but when you do that, oftentimes if you just put 80 hours a week into a business, it will still on the surface flourish, even if your personal life is rotting, and then the business will end up rotting because people won't want to do business with you because they figured out what kind of person you are. On the other hand, the other way you can run business, and this is the way I run business, is you can follow one of our core values, which is work-life harmony, which is where they both work to support each other. And so what you end up having to do, not what you have to do, but what you end up doing is you end up taking as good a care of your family as you possibly can. You start saying, my wife needs this, my kids need this, my house needs this, my personal finances need that. I've got all this work that I've got to do to make sure that I'm the person I need to be at home, and I'm Superman at work, but I'm also Superman at home, right? That's the philosophy that you can carry. And when you carry that philosophy, sometimes it can slow you down at first in business because you're putting a lot of attention into making sure that your personal life and your home life and your marriage and your kids and all that's rock solid. But then, because you have built your house on the firm foundation of having a good family life, your business ends up doing so much better in the long run because you're not always having this pulling away from you like, oh my gosh, this, and oh my gosh, that. No, you've got this really strong foundation. You've got this family backing you. They're thinking, golly, this business is so good for us. It's helping us to flourish. It's helping us all to have a common goal and a common cause. And so that's where I've been the last while, is saying, how do I make sure that my wife is taken really good care of? How do I make sure our finances are taken really good care of and are doing really well? How do I make sure that our home is taken really good care of? We've got a baby on the way. How do we make sure that that's rock solid? Because ultimately, my primary goal is for my family, but that's also going to provide this excellent foundation for the business. And so we've really, just so you know, we've got a lot of stuff done. We're really excited. We're on a really firm foundation right now, and we've been just growing and growing and growing. And that's going to lead to us being able to grow a lot here on the channel, because when you have that firm foundation at home, it allows you to build a firm foundation at work. And so I'm very, very, very excited to tell you guys that, we're doing well, and we're looking forward to helping you guys continue to do well as well. And one of the things that, like I said, we're going to be doing is getting, FinSoft Academy launched, bringing callers on the stream. We're going to be clipping up those calls, putting them on YouTube. We got a lot of things planned. We're just in this season where we're still trying to lay foundations in every area of our life. We kind of had to go back to the drawing board on a lot of the ways that I ran things before we got married, because I sucked at a lot of stuff. And now we're like, okay, we're really good at this. We just got to put this foundation in place, and we're going to build on it for the next decades. And so very excited for where we are going in all of those regards. Crispy Crypto Supreme in chat said, I'm late, but I'm here, crypto fam. Good morning. Said up an easy $400 on some trades this morning. Love it. Wishing everyone a profitable day. Crispy Crypto Supreme said, for real, just rub up against the like button. Yes, smash the like button if you have not already. We've got almost 300 people watching. Let's see if we can't get to over 150 likes. We really appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. Crypto Surge said, come on, guys, 272 viewers, smash the like. Absolutely. Craig said, would love to know your thoughts on Caspa. Thanks in advance, Jeb. Yes, absolutely. So Caspa is one of the cryptocurrencies that I do follow. As you guys know, I typically follow larger cryptocurrencies because I want to look at cryptocurrencies that are that I'm going to be able to buy and reasonably expect that they'll be worth more in 5 years than they are right now. 95% confidence. And when they haven't even been around for 5 years, it's hard for me to build out that confidence. So I don't I don't invest in a bunch of altcoins, but Caspa is one that has taken a lot of my interest recently, and that's because it is attempting to essentially challenge directly Litecoin. So Litecoin was designed, you got to kind of tell the story of Litecoin and then the story of Bitcoin to tell the story of Caspa. Bitcoin was designed to be digital gold. It was designed to be a medium of exchange and a store of value, which are two of the several principal properties of money. A medium of exchange means that it can be something that you trade value in, and a store of value means that it's able to hold the value over time. So Bitcoin has become very good at store of value. It does a great job of storing its value into the future, but it wasn't very good at medium of exchange because the transaction fees are high, the block times are long, and it just becomes kind of clunky when you're trying to do day-to-day transactions with Bitcoin. It can be done, but it is clunky. And so Litecoin came around, and Charlie Lee in 2012, I think it was, led a team to fork Bitcoin, to fork off of Bitcoin, and they created Litecoin, which was designed to be the silver to Bitcoin's gold. And the original change was that instead of a 21 million coin limit, there would be an $84 million coin limit. So they multiplied it by 4, basically. And they took the block time from 10 minutes down to 2.5 minutes to make the block time 4 times faster. So 4 times the coins, 4 times faster, silver to Bitcoin's gold, easy peasy. Well, then along comes Ethereum, and on top of Ethereum, with smart contracts, you get all kinds of technology that is doing transactions in the milliseconds and block times in the milliseconds, and they have the ability to do the exact same thing that Litecoin was doing, but far better. And so Litecoin really kind of got relegated to history because it did not have the technological cutting edge that it needed to really be able to compete against now 1,000 other coins that could do the same exact thing that it was built to do, except they all have better tech than Litecoin did, because Litecoin was using technology that only really works in Bitcoin's application for something other than Bitcoin's application. It's almost like they were trying to drive a boat on a train line. So Caspa came along about a year ago and started trying to design what Litecoin was supposed to be, which was the silver to Bitcoin's gold. And so they have decided to continue in the direction of using proof of work technology in the same way that Litecoin did, but they've also found out ways to keep the transaction fees and the block times substantially lower than even Litecoin was. And so they're trying to solve what they call the trilemma here, which is fast confirmations, high throughput, and mining decentralization. When you have fast confirmations, that can lead the mining to be centralized because you need a lot of it, and it can bottleneck the throughput, and vice versa. All three of these can negatively impact the other two. And so they are attempting to solve that trilemma in a way that creates security in Caspa. And so that's what they're building. They're building the silver to Bitcoin's gold, except this time they think that it's actually going to be able to compete with Litecoin, for example. And so you can see the emission schedule here. This is not CO2 emissions. This is the supply of Caspa. The total supply of Caspa is 28.7 billion coins with an emission schedule that halves once per year via smooth monthly reductions by a factor of 1/2 to the power of 1/12, which is it cuts in half every 12 months. So, very interesting technology. Is it going to work? Technically speaking, it works. Is it going to be adopted? We shall see. I think it has a great chance of being adopted, and I think that it is a pretty solid pick for a small portion of your cryptocurrency investment if you are thinking about investing in something other than Bitcoin and Ethereum. That being said, I always recommend that well over half of the position should be in Bitcoin and in Ethereum. Philly Skills 1428 said everything in balance. That's absolutely right. Queen dropped the hearts. There you go. Grandmaster Roulette said, morning, Jeb. Good morning to you as well. So I want to wrap out the stream today by talking a little bit about what I said at the beginning of the stream. But before I do, I also want to let you know that we're about to talk about investments. I want to make sure that you keep those investments secure. And that's why we brought Uphold on. And, not Uphold, but Uphold's Vault on as a sponsor. Guys, listen, do yourself a favor. Check this out. The reason that Uphold's Vault is so serious is because when you make investments, you want to ensure that you don't lose the investments. Remember the whole idea of, which I'm about to talk about, hold it for 5 years, 95% confidence? If you lose the investment, not only did you lose the investment, not only did you lose the possibility of gains, not only did it go down 20%, you lost all of it. You lost the entire principal. And so security is one of the most important foundational blocks, and safety of your assets is one of the most important foundational blocks of investment. If you cannot store an asset safely in a way that you're not going to lose it to hacking or just, Murphy's Law of something getting destroyed, then you better not even invest in it in the first place. If you're going to buy Bitcoin and you don't have a very solid custody solution, then don't buy it at all, because it gives you a great degree of risk that you're going to lose it. And so that's why Vault stepped in, and they created better self-custody. And the way this works is through something called assisted key replacement that also gives you access to instant trading. So there are 3 keys that unlock your Vault. You need 2 of them to unlock your vault. Since Uphold only holds 1 of them, Uphold cannot get into your vault. They cannot access your keys. They are yours and yours alone, just the way any cold storage should be. You have 2 keys, the vault key and the backup key. If you lose either one of the keys, because any of the 3 keys can unlock the vault, Uphold will give you a second key, which is the Uphold key, to get into the vault. It is an ingenious idea that, one, allows you to self-custody in a way that you actually get customer support. You basically have a customer service line that can help you restore your Bitcoin, even if you lose a key. That's a very big deal for those of you out there that do not feel very tech savvy. That's a huge, huge deal, that you're worried about self-custodying. You want the benefits of self-custody, but you don't want to lose all your Bitcoin. And because of this system, with the way it's set up through Uphold, you also have the ability to get access to 24/7 live instant trading without having to do all of the withdrawal from everything. You're able to get into the market immediately. That's a big deal. So make sure to go to the link in the description box down below. There is a 30-day free trial. Give it a try. If you don't like it, then don't keep it. But if you do like it, I'd recommend the annual plan, because it is the cheapest way to keep Vault. It's worth it, guys. You got $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 worth of Bitcoin, and you don't have a self-custody solution, you need to think of one. All right, so like I said, the last thing I want to talk about here today is that principle of investment. Here is what I have found. Have you ever, let's run another poll. Have you ever, if this is not 99% yes, then I'm just going to call everybody who says no a liar. Have you ever sold a crypto and later regretted when you sold it? Have you ever sold cryptocurrency and later regretted when you sold it? Let's read this poll. Have you ever sold crypto and later regretted when you sold it? See, I've been working in this space for almost 7 years. In about a month, it'll be 7 years. And so I have learned a lot of things the hard way. When I first got into the space, I was a year in, and I thought, man, I know everything. I know everything. I'm the bona fide expert in this stuff. I've been here for like 10 months. We watched a movie last night called forgot what it was called, but it was about this lady that got stood up at her wedding, and she was there with her dad, and somebody walked up and said, I have been a counselor for 4 months, and I'm going to give you my professional opinion. That was me. I've been a counselor for 4 months, and I'm ready to give you my professional opinion. And I thought I knew everything. I've now been here for 7 years, and I know that there is many things that in that time I did not know. And I know that there are many mistakes that I made that I wish I could go back and fix. I don't get to. I just get to have the lesson. Lessons are expensive, especially in crypto. What I have learned is to keep the vast majority of my investments in an investment that follows this thesis. I invest in assets, we invest in assets that we reasonably expect will appreciate in value over time. We define that by saying, I give it a 95% confidence that Bitcoin or Ethereum or the S&P 500 or a piece of real estate or whatever it may be will be worth more in 5 years than it is today. And I'm not going to sell it for 5 years. The vast majority of what I invest in, I put into the market and I hold for 5 years at least. At least. I'm 23, so 5 years sounds like a long time to me. But I also know, because I am getting older, as I get older, it sounds like less and less time. And it becomes easier and easier to be more patient in that regard. If you're sitting here and you're thinking to yourself, I cannot wait that long, I would challenge you to live off of your income and not off of your investment income. I would challenge you to live off of your income and not your investment income. I would challenge you to have a spreadsheet or an Excel document or Quick and Simplify. That's where I do it for myself, where you track the value of all of your assets and watch your net worth and watch it grow. And that be your goal. Not selling the asset so you can buy a freaking stupid Lambo, but so that you are able to watch the net worth grow over time. And there may be times, Bitcoin and Ethereum, I hodled straight through the bear market. Hodled it. It's back now to where it was, or even higher. Some of the Ethereum I hold, I bought and acquired at $80. Some of the Bitcoin I bought and acquired at $3,000. Golly, the capital gains on that's going to be nuts when I sell it. But it's long-term because it's been years. I bought some of the Ethereum years ago. And so what I want you guys to understand is that if you want to succeed, go get an income and use that income to invest in assets that you reasonably expect will appreciate in value over the next 5 years. And you will be so glad that you did. 75% of you said that you've sold crypto and you later regretted when you sold it. It's probably because you sold it less than 5 years after you bought it. Or it may be because you bought the wrong asset in the first place. But those are normally the two reasons that you regret when you sold the asset. I also want to let you guys know, before we wrap out the stream, about Crypto.com, because if you are looking to invest in cryptocurrency, one of the best places to do it is Crypto.com. There are over 100 million users using Crypto.com for a very good reason, so make sure to go and check them out with the link in the description box down below. This is the ultimate place to go and set up your recurring purchases for your dollar cost averaging that you are going to hold for 5 years. Shout out to everybody who is following the plan and is buying and holding for the long run. All right. Queen said, amen. Love it. Salut 750 said, sure, bro. Mean Beam Okerlund, shout out to you. Said, smash the likes. Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate that. AVAX or Near? I'm going to try Near. AVAX is okay, but I'm going to try Near. We've got both, though. Morning, FinSolve. Hashtag Morning, fam. Hashtag FinSolve. Going to be a good month. Many scared out, so time to rise. Yes, absolutely. Guys, I hope you have enjoyed today's stream, and I am looking forward to the video that you're going to see later on today, so make sure to stay tuned for that. We are going to wrap it out. I love you guys. Before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling.